Hello and welcome to the Saturday Shortlist by whatacker.com. You've got the usual suspects, you've got Gavin and you've got Matt, also known as the geek and the gut. That's what we sometimes call ourselves. But those who haven't been on this podcast before or listened in, tuned in, let me just run over what Whatacker's about in case you found us but never seen the website, never seen our Telegram, never seen what we do. Here's a quick summary, but we're a team of ex-betting professionals or still betting professionals, but we've worked for bookmakers in the past. We've launched Whatacker. It's been going for 8 years. We do tips, of course, which is probably what we're most known for, but we also do educational stuff. We tell you how to bet, what are the bets, best markets, how to use the markets, and then how to form your own accumulator bets as well. So we're all for that. We're all for the community feel, like making sure everybody's placing sensible bets and having the best chance of winning. We put our tips out as well through loads of different channels now. Telegram is probably the hottest thing right now. We launched that and that has become popular within 2 weeks. 600 members in that, and on the email list 15,000. You can get those every day. But anyway, let's zip back to what we're here for today, which is shortlisting our best sort of thoughts for Saturday's accumulators, because we always want to land a winner on a Saturday. Matt's been doing some studying. So we usually go over to him, we see what he's got on the list, we have a chat about it, and then ultimately we're going to see what goes in these ACCAs on Saturday. That's a win ACCA, a BTTS ACCA. We usually do a bet builder and some of those ones as well. But yeah, let's introduce him. Matt, what we got on the table today?
Yeah, hi Gav. We won with a win ACCA on Wednesday night in the League Cup. We got 4 teams all correct to win that, so we're going in again on Saturday. Got a few different selections, and I'm going to kick off in the Premier League. Brentford against Everton. Brentford are trading around the even money mark. They beat Manchester United 4-0. Scored 8 goals in 3 games. Everton were the worst team in the Premier League away from home last season. I don't see why they would be any better this time. They lost 13 out of 19 games last season. They lost to Villa in their first away game this year. Anthony Gordon seems to be on his way to Chelsea. Only scored 2 goals this season, and I just think they're going to struggle to live with Tony and Kane. Now, if Brentford are evens, that implies a 50% probability. But Brentford at home to Everton, for me, I would have it more of a 65% chance of winning. So what do you think of that opener then, Gav?
Yeah, you just can't fault Brentford's start, can you? I think they surprised a bit last season, really, didn't they? And they've kind of done the same again, I would say. Looking fairly solid at home as well. Obviously comfortable against United, and the last game they played Everton, they won 1-0 last season as well. So there's a good bit of history there to what they can do. That was Tony as well, actually, who scored on the day.
Yeah,
tons of yellows in that match, actually, just looking now. So it might be a tight, scrappy affair again, but hopefully not. Hopefully Brentford have just got that impetus to go and grab some more goals and make it a bit more comfortable. But like you say, it's a price around evens, which it's at now. It'll obviously go shorter. We know it. They always do. On Saturday, that'll probably be a touch on odds on, really.
But that sort of price gap, it boosts up the ACCA, doesn't it? You throw an even money chance into an ACCA, and it really pimps the price. It's not like putting in a 1 to 2 shot or something. All of a sudden, your odds are effectively doubled. So let's kick on to the Championship anyway. And you might have noticed.
Oh, is that your only one for the Prem? Is it?
Yeah, just that one in the Premier League. But then in the Championship, I rarely go into the Championship for win ACCAs because it's not the easiest division to predict. Very, very close matches generally, low scoring often a lot of time. But I've gone for Blackburn to beat Stoke. Stoke have sacked the manager, Michael O'Neill, parted company on Thursday. Blackburn started the season actually with like a train. They had 4 straight wins, hit the buffers a couple of times on the road, but they won at Bradford midweek. And they have beaten West Brom QPR already at Ewood Park. I think it's probably a good time to be playing Stoke, who are sort of obviously now on the lookout for a new manager, or sort of with our former employers. And Stoke have been beaten by 2-goal margins in their 2 away games this season at Millwall and Huddersfield. I just think Blackburn can take advantage of the situation. You can get Blackburn at a price here as well. So what do you think? Are you prepared to go against your club?
I like the price of Blackburn, and had they not sacked the manager, I think I'd be literally all over it. I would literally be all over it. But I hate the manager thing because it always causes a weird reaction, doesn't it? They are a terrible team, though. I've actually watched them twice this season, and it has been awful. No problem saying it. It's bad football, not clinical at the back when they get to the final third either. That's like terrible, really.
So why they sacked the manager.
Yeah, and his style of football was crap as well. It just wasn't. It was not entertaining. So hopefully someone decent comes in. But the other thing I check as well is the very very recent head-to-head between these two is boring games in terms of goals.
Yeah.
There's literally only been 5 goals across 5 games, but generally it's a 1-0 to one of the sides. There's no strong head. Stoke have won them more out the last 5. This is only going back 2020 to now. So it's with the manager, with the head-to-heads being a bit close.
Yeah.
It would put me off a bit.
Could easily be a 0-0, couldn't it? You can see it like Stoke just like scrapping out a 0-0. Blackburn and Stoke are like championship stalwarts now, aren't they? Really, they're probably
Yeah,
2 of the longest sort of serving teams in that division. But I know what you
and
mean.
these
It's
two would
not,
take a draw because Stoke
yeah.
on the back of some terrible results and Blackburn again off 2 terrible results compared to their start.
I
It
think
to
they're
be
both.
honest, it almost has draw all over it.
Well, they both want to be looking to sort of keep a clean sheet, that's for sure, and steady the ship a bit. I'm a bit more confident of Ipswich beating Barnsley in League One, which is my third pick. Barnsley are a lot shorter. Sorry, Ipswich are a lot shorter than the first 2 I outlined, but there's nothing to dislike about Ipswich. They've got 13 points. They've scored 10 goals. They've conceded 2. They've won their past 4 matches. They battered Shrewsbury 3-0 away last time out. They meet a Barnsley team who had a defeat at Leeds midweek, and they were beaten 3-0 at home to Wycombe. I think there's really big goals between these teams, and I think if this was sort of a Premier League game under the microscope, I think Ipswich would be shorter than 1-2. So 1.61 is the last price I saw it. I think if you can get anything around that for an ACCA, I just think Ipswich are just looking like a really reliable ACCA material at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it looks like a banker. Definitely, just you'd lob that in, and I don't think you'd think too hard. Just be like, yeah, that goes in.
Yeah.
And you're going to be happy with the run you're going to get on the day. I think with them. So
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to go
yeah,
through
I'm with you on
3.
there.
Yeah, I'm going to lob it. I'll give you 3 League Two teams now, and you can tell me which one you like, which one you don't like, and which one you might like. So the first one of these is Bradford against Crewe. Mark Hughes is starting to get a tune out of Bradford.
I'm going to say likey.
They gave Blackburn a game on Tuesday. They've won 2 of the last 3. Andy Cook's got 6 goals. Crewe have lost 4-0 and 3-0 on the road this season, and they let a 2-goal lead against Northampton. The next one is probably my favourite, and that's Leyton Orient to beat Hartlepool. A bit like the Ipswich one. Orient have won 4 of the 5 games. Richie Wellens is a great manager. They were good towards the end of last season. Hartlepool looked like a bad team, really, in League Two. Yeah. They've got they scored 1 and conceded 6 on the road this season. I think the O's are just like Ipswich, really. I think the O's and Ipswich almost have to go in for me. And then the last one is Walsall to beat Grimsby. Walsall have got 8 points from 5 games. They beat Hartlepool 4-0 in the opening game. Danny Johnson scoring goals. Grimsby have only scored 2 goals in their 4 games so far. So we've got Bradford, Orient, Walsall. If you were going to put them in an order, Gav, which order would you put them in?
I would go Bradford number 1.
Ooh.
I actually really like Walsall, and for the price as well, 13-10. That is,
yeah.
I think that's a nice price for Walsall at home. I rate them at home, and they've been good this season, I think, and they're looking good as well. Like results haven't been perfect, but they look a solid team to me. And to take them against Grimsby at that price, I like it. And then Leyton, it's almost top of League V bottom. So, and again, it's like you can get 7-11 on that. It's not even a 1-2, so they all look good, to be honest.
It might be that we do the Winacre, and the one that probably you're least confident about is Blackburn against Stoke, because we can both sort of see that Blackburn might not. It could be if it's low scoring, the draw comes into play, doesn't it? I always think if it's more likely to be low scoring,
exactly. That's where we lose our edge as a gambler, basically. That draw is in there to get us.
Well, I think on the Winacre front, I think we're really close to what looks like a pretty confident set of picks, to be honest. So I'm
we run the odds on that. What is it without?
I think without Blackburn, if you stick them all in, I don't know. You probably with those 5 picks, you're looking at a 20-1 poke, aren't you? Something like that. Just judging from the odds without calculating it. Yeah,
which would be nice. We like to get up on the 20-1 mark for everyone, really, because then you chuck a 5 on, you're getting a good return. You're getting that 100 quid.
20-1 is a nice price, isn't it? You don't need to put a lot of money on at 20s to get a return, really, for any sort of anyone's bankroll. That's a nice little one. Should we talk about both teams to score?
Let's do it. One of our favourites.
Do you? I heard that you've got some picks here. Do you want to throw yours in first?
Yeah, let's go for it. There's a couple shortlisted. I've got
Yeah.
3 so far. So the first one I've got down is in the Premier League, Chelsea v Leicester.
Okay.
I'm feeling goals for this one. I'm just feeling goals.
Okay.
I always fancy Leicester away. They tend to just play the same style everywhere and just kind of go for it. Chelsea are by no means solid. Actually, to be honest, at home they're conceding more than ever this year. So yeah, I just like it. Good head-to-head record, good recent records for both teams to score for both of these teams, home and away. To me, 2 good teams who definitely can score. They go in. That's what it is for me. That's the pick of the Premier League for me as a BTTS.
Yeah, my biggest concern there would just be Leicester just seem to be at 6s and 7s at the moment, and Chelsea, they'll probably react to that 3-0 defeat at Leeds. They don't look watertight. They've conceded 5 goals in
Yeah,
the last 2 games. They conceded
that
2
was a
against
that was a
Tottenham.
shocker.
I think there's an injury doubt over Maddison. I'm not sure if he's going to be fit to play, and that would put me off Leicester scoring. But everything's been both teams to score with Leicester so far, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're looking good for it.
What else you got?
So we've also got. I've got 2 in the Championship actually so far. This is where I'm at. Blackpool v Bristol City. Blackpool have taken a turnaround. I thought they were pretty terrible. I saw them lose at Stoke 2-0. Whilst they looked okay, they weren't great, but they've just flipped it. I mean, they got 3 in the last game away at Burnley, which I don't think many teams are going to do that this year. So if they pulled that off literally days ago, within the last week, I'm happy for them to be going again and trying to get more. And Bristol City lobbing the goals in, especially away. They always seem to do it away.
Yeah, they're a bit crazy, Bristol City. They look really they've had a 3-2, they've had a 4-1, they had a 3-1 in the cup midweek. Yeah. Couldn't argue against either of those.
Okay,
Anything
that's
else?
a good one. And the last one, I think you may have these as well. Hull v Coventry.
Yeah.
That is my next one. I'm like it. I mean, Hull are on the back of that 5-2 in the last round against West Brom. They've had BTTS in 4 out of the last 5. And the sort of same for Coventry. They've been often losing, but they've been getting the goal. So just looks on paper that it's there. The only thing that I don't like about it, which sometimes I look at, is the head-to-head record. The last 5. So let's say the last 2 then in recent times. Wasn't BTTS no for both. So that raises a small doubt, but I think on current form for both, smashing the goals in shouldn't really change with these 2 playing each other with these styles. So I'm thinking it goes.
Yeah, I like that one. I've written that one down. They've got a Colombian player, Hull, Oscar Estupinan, who's scored 4 goals in 3 games. He could be in the Premier League before long. Coventry have only played twice in the Championship so far this season.
Because they haven't been able to get the stadium, have they?
The pitch is unplayable. The pitch is really bad.
Only play away.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen there, but yeah, all 3
They've scored in both of those though. But they do sit bottom of the table, don't they, because of it? But
everything's BTS with Cov and so far. So it's just a bit weird for them at the moment. Okay, cool. We're in agreement with that. So I guess we would have to put that one in based on our consensus. I'll give you a couple of League Ones. See which of these you like best. Accrington against Exeter and Port Vale against Portsmouth. Accrington's 2 matches so far have been 2-2 and 4-4 draws. 4 out of 5 Stanley games have been both teams to score. Exeter have scored in both League One away games this season. They scored 7 at Cheltenham in the Cup. They've got 3 really good attacking players, Nom, Kite and Brown. Vale Portsmouth. Vale have scored in 4 out of 6 matches this season. They won 2-0 at Burton last week and had 7 shots on target. They had 15 shots against Bolton when they drew 0-0. So they're getting lots of shots away even when they're not scoring. Pompey look nailed on to score. They've got 12 in 5. The last 3 games have been 4-1, 3-1 and 2-3. So Accrington, Exeter, Port Vale, Portsmouth. What do you reckon, Gav?
Yeah, I mean straight away, I think the Vale one's solid. I think we said this last week. I think it was last week, wasn't it, where we were like Bolton both teams to score and win. And I feel that's the same with Portsmouth this week, but I'm not going to do it because of last week. Because it just doesn't look like a safe play after that. But as a BTTH option, you definitely expect Portsmouth and Vale just love to attack at the minute. They're just not bothered. They're just going to happily go for it.
Yeah.
So
cool.
can't really fault there. They've got a good little home support they have as well. It's quite a nice place for them. The other one was Accrington, right?
Oh
So
yeah, Exeter,
yeah,
yeah.
just poor goals. They just, I mean, this will be. I haven't checked the price on BTTS, but this will be favoured, I'm sure. What's the
Yeah,
over?
Aki are
Yeah, overs are
Aki
heavily
are
over.
they're high scoring at home. They were exactly the same last season. I remember they were, especially at home, they had this really get go forward. So
I mean,
yeah,
the last 5 head-to-heads, albeit it runs from 2013 to 2018, all BTTS between these two teams. A
yeah.
1-1, a 1-2, a 4-2, a 2-3, a 2-3. There's serious goals between these two teams. But the recent stuff, yeah, like you say, at home, Accrington, the last 4 matches, smashing the goals in.
2-2 and 4-4 at home, it gives you lots of confidence. We only need a 1-1 for it to go in.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going way past it. Okay, dropping down to League Two, couple more. Before I mention that, I just looked at that Winacker odds without Blackburn, by the way.
Yeah.
That's 21. That's 21 to 1 at the moment. In fact, it's actually
Including the
with one of the bookmaker partners that I'm looking at. It's more like 23 to 1, including the bonus that you can get with that with Bet365. So
there we go.
I'm looking at here a 12% bonus. So that's a pretty tidy payout. I think we're almost settled on that, aren't we?
Yeah, it sounds it. Yeah, I'm thinking I may even back it today, just to get them up.
Thinking the same
thing. That will definitely be like about 18 to 1 come like midday tomorrow. It always happens.
I think that's got a really good chance. Anyway, we digress. League Two, both teams to score picks are Wimbledon, Barrow, and Northampton. Donny, our old friends in Northampton. AFC Wimbledon, Barrow. Barrow scored 9 goals and conceded 6 in their first League Two matches. They had a 2-2 draw against Lincoln in the week. Wimbledon are also full of goals. They won 2-0 at Crawley after losing 5-2 at Mansfield. They scored twice in each of their first 2 home games. Northampton, Doncaster. Well, Northampton, they're just BTTS, yes, every single game at the moment. And I don't think we can desert them until they let us down. Every game's been BTTS, yes. They had a 2-2 draw comeback at Crewe last weekend. Sam Hoskins has scored 7 goals this season. Donny have had 4 out of their 5 being both teams to score yes as well. So I think Northampton, Doncaster, banker. And then I've got AFC Wimbledon and Barrow as well.
Yeah. The recent form for Northampton, Doncaster, you wouldn't even blink. You'd just pop that in. You'd tick it, wouldn't you? Head to head though is bad. There's no BTTS in all.
Donny has been playing higher than North. I don't know how much they've crossed paths in recent years. I'm trying to think. Donny obviously came down last year.
What was it last year? So last year it was a 0-0 in 2021. 2022.
They played each other in League One a bit.
2022, yeah. Donny won 2-0, but there was an early red card for Northampton. So there's excuses, I guess, there. And then Donny won 3-0 back in 2020. Oh, no, 2017. Sorry, 2017. So yeah, that's a bit old. But yeah, the recent form, flipping awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go to the league table as well, look what their goals for and against are, and that gives me a bit of a telltale of the overall performance. And when you can compare them to the rest of like the other teams who have played, and if you've got a table where you can filter home and away, you can sort of do it sort of properly to that. And like Northampton home 5-3, so that's in 2 games 5-3 is perfect. And 2-2 for Doncaster, which is all we'd need. We don't need a goal from them anyways, so that kind of ticks what we need at the moment.
I think Northampton, Donny, and Hull, Coventry, I think, which we both agreed on. I think that those 2 should probably go in, and then we'll narrow down the search as far as the other options are concerned. But we've got with your 3 and my additional 4. If we've had the same one, means we've got 7 between us there. And so I'm sure
the shortlist is there, isn't it?
And create it, and with the both teams to score, 3 or 4 picks will produce like a double figure price. You might get, 4 picks is maybe all you need to get a 20-1 shot there, really, with the both teams to score yes, if they're both all like hovering a shade of odds on or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. We'll always try and get it sort of over 10-1 if we can, but ultimately we will put it in as we fancy. The odds are secondary, really, because we'd rather tip what we think is going to happen, and then you take the return based on what it is on the day. Some days it's high, some days it's lower. It just is what it is. But we'd rather accumulate than winners. That's what we're here to do.
That's the thing. That's the thing. A win's a win, isn't it? Really, as well. And you can't sort of, much as the big fancy prices can be attractive for punters, and the bookies are obviously throwing up the big prices. Sometimes it's a big price for a reason, and it's an additional risk if you add in those extra picks. And there's certainly one piece of accurate advice is never just throw in a pick just because you want to bump up the price as well, because that's just sort of lazy gambling, really.
Yeah, too many are doing that. Like, we do see comments on our channels when we put out stuff and we're like, we have a winner at, say, a small, like I say, a treble at 7-2 or it's 9-2, around that sort of area. And you'll always get quite a few people going, oh, call yourself a tipster when you're just tipping 3-4 to ones and stuff like that. But some people get it, and some people back up on there and go, well, if you're picking a win, it doesn't matter what you've won, does it? It's a return at the end of the day, and you've won it. But there's some people who think it's not a tip or it's not a win unless it's like 100 to 1.
Yeah, I mean,
if you go shot in the air, but it's we do it properly.
If these lads are going to the races and backing horses at 7-2, they think nothing of throwing money at it at 7-2. So what difference is it if it's an ACCA where you've just got a few picks to win? Instead, it's not like we're tipping a team at 1-2 to just win their football match every week. So yeah. Anyway, I think we've got. I think we've got a really good shortlist here. I'm loving this week's win ACCA. I think we've got some really good claims, and there's some bookies as well that you can get ACCA insurance with as well if you even want to just put in that level of insurance where you if one side lets you down, you get your money back as well. So there's a few different options with some of the book main partners on ACCA as well. So
yeah, absolutely. That's why we tend to do the win ACCA with Bet365, don't we? Because if you do get your 2-0 up or 2 goals ahead, you get paid as a winner, and it's helped us out a few times this year. And some followers who are not with them get penalised as a result because we can claim a win because we got it. But some people, if you're not backing with them on that particular ACCA, we don't do it. But if you do need more bookmakers and understand how we bet, because some bookmakers will bet this particular bet of like a win ACCA with a BTTS, we might go ahead and use a William Hill ACCA boost because we can get bigger odds than we can with 365. And then we may use Betfred for like something else, because sometimes goals galore on 3 teams will pay more with them. It just depends. We'll go to the right place. But if you go to the whatacca.com website, have a look at the reviews. Anyone in there is who we use for each particular bet. So if you click through there, you'll get the max free bet. And if you've got those accounts, you're never going to be losing out, basically, and you'll be following our style and what we do. So yeah, I can't recommend that enough.
And the two goal early payout last weekend, Newcastle went 3-1 up against City, paid out early. Man United went 2-0 up against Liverpool, paid out before Liverpool. I know they still won the game, but you weren't. If you'd backed Man United with 365, you paid out. You're not sweating over that Liverpool.
Exactly. Exactly. It's quality promotion.
Really good. Good stuff.
There we go. Right, we'll get these together and get them up on the website. They'll usually go up tomorrow morning because today's tips, we leave them there today. Yeah. And then in the morning, pretty early doors. It depends who gets up first, me or Matt. So they'll go up early. And you'll see them all there tomorrow. And if you're in any of the groups like the Telegram and the email, expect them to be fired over as well. All right, we'll leave it there. We'll say goodbye. That's the end of the Saturday shortlist for another week. And we'll see you again next week.
Have a great weekend, guys.